Welcome. My name is Nick Theodore, and thank you for taking some time to listen to what very well may be the best part-time opportunity in America right now. If you're thinking about making some extra money part-time in addition to either your full-time job or just looking for a way to make some extra money, you have to look at a couple of options. See, there's not that many options in this country that really will help somebody who's looking to make part-time money. Most of them involve either a lot of time or a lot of energy and very little money. So the strategy behind what we do is going to allow you to take a skill set that I can teach you to make a lot of money in a very short period of time. You see, unlike delivering pizza 6 nights a week or maybe driving for Uber or Lyft, that will take up virtually all of your extra time to make a very little amount of money. So I can show you how to make $500 to $1,000 a week, working usually less than 15 hours a week, sometime even less, but it's going to take some skill and a lot of effort on your part. The launch time is actually very quick, though. It can usually just be a few weeks of training, and you can actually start making money very, very quickly. Most people, however, are not willing to do what it takes to actually make this kind of money, but I have dozens and dozens of examples over the last couple of years of people that I've helped become very, very successful in this industry. It's also extremely flexible, which means that if you're currently working first shift, second shift, third shift, maybe you're a single mom, you can typically do this at just about any time in your spare time or in your part-time. So if you're committed to, say, paying off debt, paying off maybe a car loan, maybe even getting to the point years down the road of paying your home loan off early, this may be a solution. Now, there's a few requirements, however, for this industry. You do need to be a U.S. citizen, and you cannot have any felony convictions. Why? Well, the industry that I'm in is the highly regulated industry of insurance. Now, at this point, some of you might be thinking, great, it's insurance. Well, that's what I thought too when I first got started. But my first full year in this business, I made $185,000, and last year I made $507,000. I did start off part-time and then went full-time very quickly after that. But I have plenty of people that are making a substantial income. I'm talking a substantial part-time income, $40,000, $60,000, $70,000, $80,000 part-time, and they keep their full-time job and do this literally on the side. Now, many of them actually make more money working with me than they do their full-time position, but they like to keep both of them because then they're adding to their income and they're paying down debt and they're becoming financially free again. So what do we do? Well, we work in the field of life insurance, but it's a very specialized form of life insurance. It's called mortgage protection and also living benefit life insurance. So it's going to be under the umbrella of getting a life insurance license. Okay, so I can help you do that. Here's going to be some of the commitment that you're going to need on your end to be able to do this. You have to purchase what's called a life insurance study course for the resident state that you currently live in. That's going to cost you about $50. That's a discount. Now, you can go get your course anywhere you want, but I have a deal with set up with ExamFX, and they discount it down to about $50. Otherwise, it may cost you anywhere from $80 to $250 depending on what course you do. Usually takes about a week or two of studying. Then you have to take your state exam, which is about another $100 to $120. Once you pass it, they then will do a background check, which is why you can't have any felony convictions. And within about 1 to 2 weeks after that, they give you a license. You're also going to need something called errors and omissions insurance. Much like how a doctor will have to have malpractice insurance to make sure that in case he messes something up on an operation, he doesn't get sued. The insurance company takes care of it. Same thing that we have here. We're working with legal documents. Every I has to be dotted, every T has to be crossed. And if there's an error or you omit something, well, your errors and omissions insurance will take care of it. Now, fortunately for us, it's extremely inexpensive. Will cost you about $30 a month. So you can typically get up and running for about $200. Okay, so unlike a regular job per se, where you're going to trade time and energy for a small amount of money, here you're going to trade time, energy, and money to be able to make a lot more money. Okay, so when you only trade time and energy, you have a job. But when you trade all three commodities, which we have time, energy, and money, now you're talking about owning your own business. I've owned my own business since 1992. I haven't had to take a paycheck from somebody since George Bush was in the office, the first one, not the last one. So I'm very good at running a business. I ran a business. My first one we sold for about $500,000. And the last business I was in before this was a very successful real estate business until the market changed. Then I got into insurance. And so we've been very successful running a multi-six-figure income in 3 different arenas over the period of almost 30 years. So I do know how to make money and help you to do the same thing. So we'll train you in 2 different ways to sell insurance. Okay, so unlike having to go to college for 4 years and have $100,000 student loan debt when you get out, you're looking at a couple $100 in a few weeks to get licensed here, and then we train you on what to do. The payoff is going to be this: you'll have flexibility. You'll do this on your own terms when you want to and however much you want to, and you get paid when you're successful. And I helped 392 people last year in 2017 become successful and sell insurance. Some people sold insurance to people that they knew. Others sold it to people that they didn't know. And we'll go over how both those options work and see which one or if both of them are good for you. But on average, you make about $500 per sale. Sure, we do have some products that even pay more than that. Sometimes you can make thousands of dollars on a specific sale. Other times it might be a couple hundred. But it averages into right around about $500 per sale. The insurance companies are willing to pay you this for one very simple reason: supply and demand. When the supply of people is high and the demand is low, the cost for goods and services goes down. But when the supply of talent is low, but the demand is still high, and few people are willing to or can do what the insurance companies want to have happen, they're willing to pay a premium for it. See, that's why you can sit down with maybe a friend, family member, a neighbor, somebody you work with, and help them upgrade their existing kind of life insurance, which is archaic, and it really should be called death insurance, to something that has living benefits to it. So in case they have a heart attack, stroke, or cancer, maybe they can pull out $50,000, $75,000, $200,000 out of their life insurance policy while they're still living. You see, that's living benefit life insurance, and we'll get into a little more detail here in a bit. But the insurance company is willing to pay you about $500 every time you do that. Your friend or the person does not need an exam, and in addition to a death benefit, it can help that person in case they become critically ill, like we mentioned, a heart attack, stroke, or cancer. Because here's the statistics. Your average heart attack for a person is going to happen around age 65, but 80% of people survive it. The first time a person has a stroke is in the late 60s, but 80% of the people survive it. 1 out of 3 women and 1 out of 2 men will get cancer in their lifetime, but 2/3 survive it. Those are just 3 out of the many different criteria that these policies for living benefits will have that could pay out to clients. So let's say you have a $200,000 death benefit on a regular life insurance policy. If any of these things happened, you don't get anything. You have to die to actually get the funds tax-free. But on a living benefit life insurance policy, the new kind of life insurance, if something like this happens to you and you have a $200,000 policy, you can advance up to 95% of the death benefit while you're alive. And again, if 80% of the people are surviving these issues, heart attack and stroke, and 2/3 are surviving cancer, most people have this happen to them and they don't die. So if you can cash out tax-free all of this money, it can greatly improve your lifestyle while you're still alive and still have some death benefit left later on. We can also put disability policies into this policy as well. So that way, in case you can't go to work due to a disability, you can have $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 paid to you every single month until you go back to work. See, these kind of things will greatly help the person while they're still alive, not just in death. They also don't require an exam to get the policy approved. Regular life insurance, you have to have a nurse come out to the house, and they take your height and your weight and your blood pressure and sometimes an EKG, and they make you pee in a cup, and they take your blood and they send it back to the insurance company, and they basically dissect everything looking for a reason not to cover you. This kind of insurance, basically you're answering about a dozen medical questions, and you're getting approved based on your past medical history. So if you haven't had a heart attack yet, then you're completely covered. Now, do we have policies for people who have had a heart attack? Absolutely. So we have policies for people that are extremely healthy, moderately healthy, and not very healthy. The average client that we have spends less than $100 a month on this kind of insurance, so it's actually very, very beneficial. So that's how you can get trained to be able to go out and sell to people maybe in your circle of influence, which is traditionally the way life insurance has been sold. So we can traditionally go back and replace the crappy kind of life insurance that you may have and the people that you know, and replace it with living benefit insurance. Imagine replacing just a standard death policy that only had a death benefit to it with one with living benefits to someone you know, and then a year or two later they come down with a heart attack, stroke, or cancer. You're going to feel like a hero when you're able to deliver that person a huge amount of advancement on their death benefit while they're still alive. So you're going to make an impact in your own local community. The other way that we sell this same kind of insurance is through a way called mortgage protection. Now, it's been around for a while, but the way it works is that when somebody takes a loan out, they typically will get a letter in the mail asking if they want to protect their loan in the event of a death, disability, critical illness, things of that nature, and they fill it out, send it back in. Now, that's called a lead. Okay, we partner with lead companies where we can get leads from them. Now, these leads do cost money, but again, a very small amount. Most of my agents are spending somewhere in the 10 to 20% range if they're using leads. Otherwise, they can talk to people without leads for living benefit insurance. But if you want to talk to people about mortgage protection and be talking to people that have already asked for this kind of coverage, you can spend maybe a couple $100 and then turn that into $1,000 or $2 by way of this lead system. You basically get the leads. You call the person up, book the appointment, go to their house, go over their rights and options with the person, and about half of those people we sit in front of, you make a sale. You make about $500. Now, I also have a profit-sharing system with people on either one of these avenues, so that if you go out there and just even hit moderate goals for your success, I actually rebate you and give you bonuses in the forms of either cash or at two different times of the year, or if you're looking for leads, I put money in your lead account, so you then have the ability to spend money on leads without actually being your money. It would be mine. I spent over $73,000 last year on this profit-sharing system, and I had actually 4 other managers spend money in addition to that as well. So we're very, very profitable, and we have a profit-sharing system when it comes to that as well. Now, by this point, most people have probably already hung up, and that's good because, again, this isn't for everybody. If everybody could do this and wanted to do this, the insurance companies would only pay us maybe $150 or $200 to do this. But the law of supply and demand, thankfully, is in our favor. You see, most of America is lazy, and they're not willing to either spend any money or spend any time or energy to do anything. They just want it to be easy for themselves. And unfortunately, those people never get ahead in life. But to make $500 a sale, the companies know that we've put through some effort to get this done, and so they're forced to have to pay us that amount. The fact of the matter is that 90% of Americans don't make $100,000 in their household. Okay, 90% don't make $100,000. 95% of people in this country will never make $250,000, and only 1% of the people in this country will make over $425,000. I am one of those 1%, and I can teach you to hit that mark of $100,000, $250,000, $425,000. Hey, I had somebody make over $250,000 their first full year in this business. I trained them to do that. had 392 people sell insurance for me in 2017, and I can help you do the same. We're going to cater to you as a part-time agent. What does that mean? Well, it means that we're going to have webinars, live webinars, that are available for you a couple of different times during the week, and not just at times convenient for us, times that are convenient for you, evenings, weekends. We're going to have a website that is very simple and easy to understand that's available 24/7 at no cost. We have 2 times throughout the year, we're going to be going to pretty much every major city in the country doing a live training, typically on a Saturday for about 5 to 6 hours, and those are free. And then twice a year, we just ask that if you're available to do so and you want to maybe even get better in this business, we get together twice a year for conferences in Orlando. Hey, if you're part-time and you just want to make a couple of sales every week or every couple months or so, that's fine. But if you really want to get extremely good in this business, I would recommend that you come to those trainings. They're very inexpensive. They're $189 for like a 3-day training, and there's food and drinks and stuff involved. So the company loses a bunch of money. We don't make money with that. But and I pay to go to those trainings as well, and I'm one of the people doing the training at it. But you'll learn a lot at those events, okay? So we're going to train you on your schedule, okay? We're committed to do that. You not only make a substantial part-time income, but be extremely significant in your local community, helping people either protect their homes from foreclosure or also replacing the traditional kind of life insurance with living benefit life insurance. You do have the potential to go full-time. You know, I hired a guy named Matt in Central Ohio, and halfway through 2017, he gets his license, and within about 6 weeks, he was able to replace his full-time income, making $22.50 an hour as an optometrist at a Walmart. And you know, in 2018, he's already on pace to make about $140,000 a year. So he's making well over about 2 to 2.5 times what he was making at Walmart, and he was able to do it on his own terms, work less hours every single week, and have more of an impact. There's also an agency opportunity for people that maybe have a little bit of a higher ambition. Now, this part here isn't for everyone. This is what I do. But I have people that are even part-time that when we hire you, we enroll you 2 ways once you get your license. We enroll you as a writing agent, which means you are legally allowed to sell these life insurance policies in your state. And then we also enroll you as a general agent, which means that if you hire someone that you know and we bring them on board and we help them get started as well, every time they make a sale, you're going to get a small bonus from the insurance company. Okay, because you're going to be involved in the helping of that person make some sales and some training. And you know what? Maybe that bonus is $50 or $80 or $120, but every time that person makes a sale and they get paid $500, you're going to get paid a small amount too. And that's how I run my agency, and that's how we were able to make $507,000 back in 2017, is by having a lot of people become very, very successful, and the insurance companies pay me for that as well, because the insurance companies know how the cliche works, where it says, you know, if you want something done right, you do it yourself. But it's very difficult for people to get other people motivated to do something. So the insurance companies, again, the law of supply and demand, the supply of people that can help and train other people in a management position, extremely low. So the demand for that is high, and the insurance companies have to pay a premium for that skill set. So maybe down the road you can do that and be like a part-time manager in this business. I have a manager I hired a couple of years ago. His name's Dan. He works as a full-time Navy recruiter, but he runs a business here part-time. He sells every week, and he also builds a business where he's starting to make a significant override income, or that bonus from the insurance companies, every time people on his team make sales, and he's doing very well at that. So what you want to do, and if you get a pen and paper, I'm going to give you my phone number, because if you were sent this this message by Samantha Theodore, you're going to want to send me a text message to set up an audio or set up an interview. So my phone number is 440-371-4170. So again, if this message was sent to you through an email through Samantha Theodore, send me a text message, 440-371-4170. Let me know who you are, what part of the country you're from, and then just give me the code word of part-time agent. That way I know that you're interested in the part-time position from this advertisement. Now, we also have full-time and also agency owner, but if you're interested in the part-time position, put part-time agent as the code word in that text message. Now, if you are given or responded back through any other emails from any of my managers that are also using this video, send them an email back and they will conduct an appropriate interview with you as well. I appreciate your time, and hopefully we can work together in the future.